speaking of society as we have been, we grow up on a society where education is defined as accumulation of knowledge and application of it, right? Our school system is based that way. The universities, any books we read, it's accumulation and then application. This conversation, this direction to look into is completely different type of learning because we are learning about the self, not the personal self. There is none. That is an apparition created by society to participate in society, but the real self behind it. That's what self-knowledge is, right? I used to think self-knowledge is to learn about Shenan. It really isn't. It's to learn who's powering Shenan, that invisible formlessness. And I learned as I wanted to know who's powering Shenan. Clearly, Shenan is a character. I learned that you can never know the real power behind the one who's powering Shenan, but you can feel it. And that would be self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is to learn everything that you're not. So that being said, that direction to look into and that type of learning is different than what we grew up in our society, the definition we have in our society of what learning is, right? It's not an accumulation. Here, we're learning about something, and then that learning is embodied. In other words, you live that way. And then you share. But the sharing part, you don't do, it just happens. Because your energy changes, your vibe changes, your frequency changes, the deeper you go, the more clear you are. And you start emitting, broadcasting that from your natural ways. How you listen to what your level of presence is, to what your aura is, everything's changed. And you might share things in words, as I do in this program, but that's way, 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 way downstream. It's literally the last thing that happens. Sharing just comes. So it's learn, embody, then share. It's not learn and share like we do with accumulating knowledge. We learn skills and we share it. We learn concepts in school and we share it. We learn about whatever field we want to get into that society has created, and then we share. You learn about engineering and then you go into the engineering field and you share your knowledge there in order to make a living. Excuse me. That's all here. It's just like outside in, outside in, outside in. So in this way, when you're learning something, you embody it. And then the sharing comes from your presence first, and then your feeling, and then words. Now, that's the first point that I wanted to make, because that is helpful to consider that if you're learning something in this conversation, in this direction, and when I say you, it's obviously me, everyone. It's not you, it's like all of us. One of the best indicators for me, see, I am a big fan of indicators. If I get really good at noticing indicators, signals, clues, that point me back to the source. So one of the best indicators is to see if I'm living the way things look, the way they do to me. Am I trying to, this has been a personal insight for me, am I trying to convince others of what I see or what I know or what I seem to know? Am I persuading anyone? Am I provoked or triggered if people don't agree with me or see things completely differently? So these are very good indicators that tell me if any one of those things are happening, I'm still in belief. I believe these things. They're not truth for me. I believe them. Because only a belief can be provoked. You can't be provoked, right? You as divinity, you as pure consciousness, not the content in it, cannot be provoked because it's formless. It can't be stained, can't be touched. So when something like that happens, like you were talking about comparison, that's a good way to go, okay, maybe I don't see clearly what I think I see clearly. What is a way to know if you see something clearly? You're just living that way. It doesn't matter to you if people agree or not, people are think that way or not, people think completely differently or not. It just doesn't matter. You're just like, oh, cool, whatever. It is what it is. Here's how I see it. Here's how I live. So seeing turns into embodiment, right? The second point is, the first one was learn, embody, share. This second point is you learn and it transforms you. And embodying what you learn is not up to you. It will happen. It happens automatically. The divine embodies itself through us as it does, as we see more. It's not something we do. Belief can be embodied through the personal will. I believe in God. That's a sign you don't know God or don't have much of a chance of knowing God, because belief is in the world of thought, right? So I believe in God, and I believe in God that is kind, loving, generous. So I'm going to embody those qualities. That is me embodying a belief and living according to my belief. And I am nowhere near reality or truth when I'm doing that. I'm just embodying a concept. Because if you are unkind, not nice, not generous, and not loving, I will be triggered or provoked, or I will disagree, or I will, in a very sophisticated and politically correct way, go the other way, because I don't want to hang out with you because you're not like me. See, these are all indicators I'm in belief. And it's a bitter truth, right? Like for me, it was a very bitter truth. If you're not accepting everyone as it is, or anything as it is, it's a really good sign that you're not embodying what you think you see. Because embodiment just happens on that level.